gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, something that I did last year here on the Robert Sports Show is I filmed a preview and a review to Progress Wrestling Chapter 76. Hello, Wembley. So as we go through 2019, I'm wanting to do more of these Progress videos and more New Japan videos and stuff. Stuff that most people don't watch. That is some great wrestling and that I want people to know about more. You know, make it more mainstream when it comes to professional wrestling. So what Progress Wrestling does is they have their shows. They, tape their shows, air their shows live, and then about 5 days later, they show up on demand. So this one here, Progress Wrestling Chapter 83, Remove Child Before Ironing, actually happened on January 20th. Was on the Progress on Demand on the 25th. I was able to watch it during WrestleMania weekend. So I thought I'd just run down how I rated the matches and who won, who lost. So the first match we had on the card was Ilja Dragunov versus Timothy Thatcher. Ilja Dragunov is, I think he's German, I believe. He wrestles all over the United Kingdom. Great talent. He was part of Revolution Pro Wrestling, Rev Pro UK. He was actually pulled from the Defiant. He was pulled from the Defiant show. Rumor has it he may be going with WWE NXT, which would be a great find for them. Timothy Thatcher, normally a tag team guy. He was actually a tag team, I believe it was Progress Wrestling Tag Team Champions with Walter. But he's going on a single run now. This was a good match. Ilja Dragunov got the victory. I gave it 3.5 stars. So it's a good match. If you've seen my star ratings, typically, good matches, 3, 3.5. When they start getting into 4 and above range, those are exceptional matches. And that's the thing when it comes to rating wrestling matches. Pro wrestling, I would say 10% is fact of who won, lost, etc. 90% opinion. I might say a match is 3.5, 4, 5, whatever. Someone else may say, well, you said that match was 5. I think it's 4. Yet someone else might say, oh, that was 3.5. Or someone else might say, oh my God, it was 5.5. It's just 10% fact, 90% opinion. Alright, next we have Nina Samuels versus Laura De Macedo. She had Jenny in her corner. They were part of the former faction of Couture in Progress Wrestling. Nina Samuels got the victory. I give it 3.25 stars. It was a good match. Next we had a tag team match. We had Eddie fucking Dennis teaming up against Mark Haskins. The irony here is Eddie Dennis works for WWE NXT UK, while Mark Haskins works for Ring of Honor. They teamed up versus a half of a faction of Do Not Resuscitate, the members of Spike Trouvé and Drew Parker. Now the other members of Do Not Resuscitate were banned from ringside. So the team of Spike Trouvé and Drew Parker did get the victory here. It was pretty alright. I give it 3.5. So nothing to really write home about, but it was actually a good opening match. A good match. Next, we actually had a really good match here. We had Angelico versus Jody Flesh. Now, this Jody Flesh, something like that. Never seen him wrestle before. Angelico, I've seen a little bit on Lucha Underground and a couple other spots. This match was actually really, really, really good. Angelico getting the victory. I gave it 4 stars. When I look at matches like this one here, this was a lot of the British strong style, which is strikes, lucha libre mixed in. So yeah, these two guys could do some over-the-top stuff, can do some flying, which is really good. I gave it 4 stars. Next, we had former Progress Wrestling Tag Team Champions Aussie Open going up against the other half of Do Not Resuscitate, Chuck Mambo and William Evers, who is the leader of this little faction. On the team of Aussie Open, Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher getting the victory. I gave it 3.5. It's pretty decent tag match. Next up, we had Shigeru Irie versus Chris Ridgway. Chris Ridgway, I think, in British wrestling here in 2019, will be a world champion somewhere across Great Britain. Either be a Progress or a Defiant or a Rev Pro. One of these companies, Chris Ridgway, is going to be a world champion. He is that talented. This Shigeru Irie, great talent from New Japan. He's been over in the United Kingdom doing some stuff. He's had a match against Zack Sabre Jr. He's got a match against Pac. He's had some of these great British wrestlers. You know, he's had some great matches along with Chris Ridgway. I gave this 3 3/4. It could have been a little bit longer. Probably would have went 4. But overall, great match. Chris Ridgway getting the victory there. The main event was for the Progress Wrestling Tag Team Championships. 2 teams in this match: the Swords of Essex, who are champions, versus CCK. Swords of Essex is Will Ospreay and Paul Robinson reuniting, versus CCK is Chris Brooks and Kid Lycos. Sometimes Jonathan Gresham will fill in for Kid Lycos when he was out injured. The tag team division in Progress Wrestling is second to none. They have these 2 teams. You have Aussie Open. You had the Grizzled Young Veterans. You've had LAX going over there and doing some great things versus CCK. You had Flamito and Bandito going and doing some awesome things with Aussie Open and Grizzled Young Veterans and CCK and everything. And the Grizzled Young Veterans, Mustache Mountain, these guys have moved on to NXT UK. Now we're left with some still absolutely amazing teams. Obviously, a lot of people in the pro wrestling know Will Ospreay from his time in New Japan, from his time in Progress, from his time in Ring of Honor. Paul Robinson, who's actually an old tag team partner with Will Ospreay, they finally got back together. CCK, Chris Brooks, one of my favorite great British wrestlers. Kid Lyko is just a phenomenal find from, I believe he's out of Mexico. Yeah, this match was, strong style wrestling, which is strikes. This match was Lucha Libre, which is the flippy, fly, dives, all that, up a level, and then all that again. I gave it 5-star. Will Ospreay and Paul Robinson, the Swords of Essex, retain the Progress Wrestling Tag Team Championships here in a 5-star classic, a match of the year. Just unbelievable card overall. 2 matches over 4-star. Angelico and Jody Fleisch. And then the Progress Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Sword of Essex versus CCK. Both matches over 4-star. Both matches go on the list. They made the list. What I mean by this list is I'm actually keeping a list of every match that I watch here in 2018. And each month I'm going to do the best of that month. And then at the end of the year, obviously do a great best in of all the different companies that I watched. That's the cool thing here with 2018. There's so much professional wrestling that there's access to. The Fight TV app has Championship Wrestling out of Hollywood. Some great competition there. Championship Wrestling out of Arizona, which is part of the NWA group. The NWA title has been defended on these shows. Defiant has their weekly show on YouTube. They also have their pay-per-views on Fight TV. Major League Wrestling has weekly shows on YouTube and on Fight TV. Ring of Honor, their weekly shows are broadcast on Fight TV along with all their pay-per-views. That's if you're not an Honor Club member. WWE, Progress Wrestling, Evolve has Club WWN. Evolve, Shine, FIP, ACW, American Combat Wrestling. All those are on there. There's so many. Rev Pro has their own streaming site. Progress has their own streaming site. There's some other sites out there. There's one that's High Stakes, not High Stakes. High Spot Wrestling. They have a bunch of different companies on there. So yeah, the ability to watch professional wrestling right now is better than it's ever been in the world. So yeah, that's going to wrap up Progress Wrestling, Chapter 83, Remove Child Before Ironing review. Please comment below if you want to see more Progress stuff, if you want to see some of the New Japan stuff. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for the NXT TakeOver Phoenix and the Royal Rumble reviews, along with my Super Bowl preview coming soon to Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports show content.